Disasters can hit at any time, whether it's a hurricane. You know, you see that a lot on the East Coast, but here on the West Coast, we deal with earthquakes, we deal with wildfires. And we have been teaming up all month long with the Office of Emergency Services, hosting web chats every week on our Facebook page about Disaster Preparedness Month.
That's right. We have 70's Mary Kate Paquette here with a look at this week's topic.
That's right. This is the final week of Disaster Preparedness Month, but that does not mean you should stop preparing. This week, emergency response officials will talk about trainings and other ways to prepare that you might not have thought about. Things like making sure you have the proper insurance coverage.
You never think it will happen to you.
In all reality, it's not if it happens, it's when it happens.
But when it does, what are you going to do? That's where the Community Emergency Response Teams, or CERT training, and instructors like Jeannie Taylor can help.
The whole purpose of CERT is to train people in how to help themselves and their households after a disaster. That's the whole crux of it, because you need to prepare in order to know how to respond.
From learning how to use a fire extinguisher to applying gauze to a wound, the training is free. Jeff Ferris, Senior EMS Coordinator at Public Health, says having the right first aid supplies is crucial if disaster strikes.
The reality is, during a large-scale incident or disaster, EMS is going to be strained, and there may be a period of time when we can't get to them. So being prepared is the #1 thing to do. Make sure they have first aid kits, enough water, which is at least 1 gallon per person per day, enough bandaging to stop bleeding. They could be waiting for numerous days for rescue to get to them.
And when it's all said and done, it's time to rebuild. But if you don't have the right insurance coverage, bills can add up fast.
They tend to sometimes think that federal programs like FEMA and others will be their financial solution after the disaster, but that's terribly incorrect. FEMA is slow, FEMA payments are low. Your best solution is insurance, but it has to be planned ahead of time.
That final web chat will be held tomorrow at 12:30 on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and on our website. And if you missed any of them throughout the course of the month, all of that is on our website, and check it out. There's a ton of other resources that we've got there too. So
it's a lot of good information to have.
Yeah, it's stuff you don't think about, like insurance policy. That's the last thing I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I got to say, you know, these web chats that are hosted every week, it's actually made me, it's made my family kind of think about, you know, how should we prepare? Again, you really don't think it's going to happen to you. You know, you see it on the news of it happening to other people, but you think, oh, it's never going to happen to me. It's a great reminder.
Or you think, if it does happen, I'll be fine, right?
That's the other one. Yeah, that's exactly
always,
right.
Right, and I've been doing these stories all month, and every week I learn something so new, and I got to get my stuff together, so I'm prepared. So
yeah. Thank you very much, Mary Kate.